If Cinderella were a Peranakan, do you really think she would have left such a beautiful shoe behind? Well, I don't think so. So, in today's episode, we are going to talk about the Peranakan beaded shoes with Uncle Robert.
Yeah, my name is Robert Sung from Singapore. What I'm doing now is the Peranakan beaded shoes. So this is part of the beading before we make into a pair of shoes. The Peranakan beaded shoes is made by beading these special, very small cut beads into this plate. We have to complete this before we can put them into the shoes. It's actually quite similar to the cross stitch method. So, which we put one bead at a time. You can see this, the little squares. That means every bead there's one square. So we find a design out of a cross stitch design. This is my own design that I have rearranged the vases and the pine tree for the men's shoes. So there's a long way more to go before we complete. But because this is a men's pair of shoes, so and then it will turn out something like that. They do have men's shoes and men's beaded shoes being used in the Peranakan's family. So where does the beaded shoes idea come from? We reckon that perhaps maybe this is a pair of Chinese beaded shoes. There was this is an antique pair. It was found in the region, Singapore, in China as well. So we reckon that maybe the Peranakan got the idea from here. So when the culture starts, they actually want the younger girls to learn how to do some sewing and some cooking. Chinese culture is that if the young girls, a bride to be, are able to sew and to cook well, they will be considered perhaps a good wife. The mother-in-law to be will sometimes check on her work, so they will ask to see a pair of shoes that's done by her. They can check your style of beading, whether you do your correction when there's something is wrong. You see, like for example, like this is one pair. It's an antique pair. This person, you probably can tell that you see this is a squirrel, and there's another squirrel over here which is identical, but this squirrel, she made a mistake somewhere by having a row too many, and the squirrel sort of crashed into the divider, but she did not make any alteration to amend it. There's actually many ways to mend it before make into shoes. So for that, it's up to the mother-in-law or whoever wants to check, that's what sort of a person and to be. So you can see that there's a mistake over here, and there's a correct one that is nicely done. Beaded shoes are normally very colorful, like all this. You will see that all these are very colorful. These are everyday used to, whenever they wear a kabaya, the outfit like this, they will wear a pair of shoes to go with it. It's just to complement that. You can see that they're all very colorful, and when there is a funeral or death in the family, if they are mourning and all these things, they will change a different style of beaded shoes. For example, the beaded part will go into this color. They will only use this color, and this will be worn for the next 3 years, depending on the mourning time. Some will mourn for 3 years, some maybe a bit less. So like this, basically we minus all the colorful part of it. Like this, it should not be fit onto the red color. It's probably black leather, maybe like this. A morning pair of shoes should looks like this, black for morning, not with the red, or maybe blue. Okay, so they do have a Chinese style, Chinese culture that they will change all the colorful, keep all the colors, and bring out the blue, black, and white color. This is how the kabaya looks like. And then they wear with a sarong. It's pretty expensive. For example, like a pair of ladies' shoes like this. This is a pair of ladies' shoes. It will cost about $1,000 in Singapore, just for this beaded part. Why is it so expensive? The material is getting rare, so we have to search for material. It's a very special, fine type of bead, seed beads actually. So these seed beads are from Europe, and then we have to search for it. So and then for the 80-90 hours work, when it's carefully done, we sell them for about $1,000 a pair. Actually, I wanted to give you a chance to try it, how to do the beads. Okay. The next two beads is blue, okay? Blue. Okay. So this needle up is top right corner, and then you pick up one bead. Try and pick up. Okay. Try and pick up one bead like this. Pick it into the beads. Just try and pick up. Okay. And then so you go to a diagonal corner, top right to the low left corner. You try?
My hands are
shivering. Slowly.
Thank God, my
okay.
mother-in-law is not
try.
judging me.
Okay, and you go to the low left corner and pull all the way until the bead sits in the square. No, it's okay. Go ahead and give it a try. It's okay. Okay, top right corner, pull all the way out. Okay, get blue beads again. I call it happy shoes because it's always done. I mean, for my shoes, it's always done with at leisure, and we're happy to do it. So this very happy.
The pieces that you have hung here on the wall, the display pieces, are also all by you?
Some are done by my sisters and my wife, but yeah, I do quite a bit too. So I cannot do too many because sometimes we Peranakan, they may have something that with the symbol, but normally if there's a symbol, they're probably a bit on longevity, on symbol for longevity and prosperity. Like maybe this peony like this is for prosperity. So it's a very Chinese influence. So if it's Chinese influence, it's either prosperity or longevity.
So, Uncle, what is the Malay influence on this? Because
Malay influence actually we don't see much in the beading part. In the cooking part, there's a lot of local spice being used, infused into this Chinese cooking, and Malay and Chinese cooking put together. So it is not a Muslim food. It's because they eat pork as well, you see. So it's not a Muslim food. So they brings in a lot of spices and all these things to to do the cooking.
So Malay influence is seen more on the food rather than
On
the
the food.
artwork.
On the artwork, no.
And the language wise?
Language-wise, there is some Malays words put in together with the Chinese words actually. So they have like if they mention a phrase, it's quite comical. They have Malay and English, or Malay and Chinese put together. So it's like a bowl of salad tossing together, you know. So it's quite unique actually.
Thank you so much, Uncle, for
Okay.
spending this afternoon with us.
Okay, all right.
Such a masterpiece it is.
Yes, I think this one is nice.
Very nice, Uncle. And how do we say thank you in Peranakan language?
Terima kasih in
And-
Peranakan.
And see you again.
Well, I'm not very good in it.
Thank you so much,
All
Uncle,
right,
for your
okay.
afternoon.
All right, okay.